Hello, Core 3 Beauties. This is Marcos, and this is our week 9 going to week 10 recap briefing video for our Core 3 Design Studio class at Parsons. And we are rolling along really well with our project 3, our final project, our independent project. And I want to get you guys recapped and ready to continue on so that we stay on course and that we end up with beautiful results at our final. And here's a look at our timeline as we move down. We just finished our full class presentations, almost full class. Many of you were not there. Um, and we saw a lot of good logo options from everybody and gave some feedback, productive feedback, in order for everyone to begin to finalize your logos. And what we're going to be doing, focusing on now until our next week's classes are to finalize your logo and to create the the base touch points, some basic mock-ups of your logo in action on pieces that help represent what your cause or organization uh, is is going to be about, and to also do some graphic standards to kind of set the foundation typographically, color-wise, logo-wise, for you to begin your main digital and print touch points. And that's going to mean that week 4, our fourth week, week 10, will be half class presentations on those assignments, which I'm going to go through here in a minute. And we're going to meet in our half class structure where Tuesday will be a group, and that half of the group will come and meet and present, while the other half is welcome to come to class, but is directed to work on your projects throughout the full class time at the most productive space you can be at. And that's a model that we're doing in order to ensure that everybody has plenty of time to work on this. You still get the classroom dynamic on your day and get direct feedback, but I want you to utilize that extra day for working. And we're going to repeat that the following week, week 11, when we begin working on our main assets. And on week 12, we're going to do a group. No, first we're going to do an individual check-in session on Tuesday, and then a full group on the Thursday before Thanksgiving to have everybody check in together. Week 13 is going to be the Thanksgiving week, so we're going to have digital individual reviews online and Thanksgiving break. And then after Thanksgiving break, when you start flipping, freaking out, you're going to then have a week to recover from that flip out, freak out, and finalize your projects with two half class reviews again, another set of sessions, and then finally week 15, our ninth week of the class, we're going to have of the assignment. We're going to have our final reviews in two sessions. Everyone comes, but half of you present. All right. So, who's going to be in our upcoming half class sessions that we're going to do 3 times in the rest of the semester? This should stay the same. So, all the Tuesday beauties will be made up of those of you who somehow didn't make it to class. I don't know why the A making machine is kind of scratching its head. But those of you who didn't make it to class on this yesterday, Thursday, if you are now Tuesday people, if you were a Thursday person before, it doesn't matter. You're now a Tuesday person. So the Tuesday list is on the left and the Thursday beauties are on the right. Uh, and that's going to be our setup for our half class weeks upcoming for the rest of the semester. Okay, so we are doing well. We are or were at the brand logo. We're finishing our brand logos, and design student Sally is joining us in this journey. And whoop, she just moved up to brand standards now, and base touch points is next. And she and you guys will be working on that this week. And we are at the top of the peak of our human flourishing path and beauty rainbow. And then we're going to start heading downhill as we begin with our brands defined, with our beautiful concepts that each of you have taken on so well, with the cause you want to take on, and with the strategy you developed, and with the identity and name. We will now make our pieces to communicate and to motivate and to affect change based on what you're after. We're at the peak here, so it's important that each of you stay disciplined and focused and hardworking and see your way through to a really successful set of pieces and full-on project. So for our part four, independent project part four, it's graphic standards touch points. And for the next step in our final project, you should be finalizing your brand logo, creating the final lockup of your visual identity with the complete logo. And you may want to consider a tagline if that's going to be helpful in communicating what you're doing, and then maybe finding a way to lock up that tagline. It's not required, but it might be something that might be helpful. And if that tagline should be locked up, create that as like an additional version of your logo, like with the tagline, without the tagline. With your logo finalized, you're going to next create a series of what I'm calling base sample touch points, those kind of basic places where your logo can show up. And these are going to be mock-ups. These touch points should be mock-up images that you show your logo applied to in a series of assets like merch or business papers or different kinds of digital applications on a smartphone or a tablet or a desktop. Just find a way to use mock-up imagery, like curate it well, like look for good images that will allow you to place your logo and your identity onto things that will give the feeling that your organization has come to life and it's now real and ready to take on your cause. So finally, you should create a page that showcases your logo. Um, well, I didn't finish that. Show your logo coming. Yeah. Okay. So finally, you should create a page that showcases your logo with supporting graphic standards. So I want you to make a page, a graphic standards page, and that showcases the final logo, maybe the different variations of it, maybe with a tagline, without a tagline, in reverse and in the other way around. And then your typefaces, your various kinds of typefaces, and think about maybe what you want to be doing in the future that will require typography or color palette. Any additional graphic illustrations or graphic treatments or even photography, if that's part of what you're doing, can be part of this. And then you should create that page as well as 1 to 3 pages of your visual mockups. And I'll show you examples of that here, but have that ready for your next session. So here's an example of what I'm expecting you guys to create, each of you. And it's about, of course, like all these examples, it's specific to this individual's project, and yours would be different based on whatever you're doing. But basically, the components are that you should pick a direction. Like this person picked concept one. Have the strategy outlined still. Like if you didn't do that yet, do this. I want this to be part of what you're presenting because we will be presenting these at our finals, and I want you to have that part to be part of your story. So showcase that, and also showcase your design inspiration and how it supports your theme. And then the final variations of your logo, it could be whether it's black on white or white on black, or whether you begin to showcase colors. This person's was a black logo, that's their color. And then there's the tagline too. You might want to consider a short thing that will help create uh, it says Kingredients, which is a cool name, Kingredients, but like might not know what that is. And if you see food is better together, you get a sense of what the mission of the brand is. And then here's the brand standards, graphic standards guideline page that I want each of you to create in your own way. And I know you guys have done this in previous classes here at school. So create one of these and use it as the foundation for how you will develop your pieces. You don't have to be locked into anything. And as you develop your pieces in the future, you might come up with new things, and then you might want to come back to this and update it for your final. But for now, let's set the foundation based on what you know at this moment. And then this is the more exciting part of what I want you to do is I want you to like think about what are good kinds of visualizations you can create using mock-up imagery or AI or however you want to do it. But this is where I want you guys to be using your design skills. This should look cool and it should look smart and it should look well done. And that's just a matter of your using your taste and using your design aesthetic and using your technological skills to make these images come to life. And in doing this, you might even discover that you do need things like, for example, like color, like this person was saying black and white, but here I see that they're starting to use color. So this might open your eyes towards like broadening the color palette from black and white in this example to include other colors. And so find pieces that make sense, and they could be general ones like tote bags or hoodies or t-shirts or business papers, business cards, stuff on the phone. There probably should be a digital mock-up of your of an opening screen or just somehow just it can be really basic. It's not about signing a website or anything, but bring it to life. Like showcase 2 to 3 pages. This person has two, but make them good grids that kind of show a good story, and then make all of us include, mostly including yourself, about how your brand's turning out. And of course, the very end, continue everyone's wonderful execution of your thank you pages, which I've been very appreciative of. And A Making Machine was commenting about this a few days ago, how good and excellent and beautiful your thank you pages have been. So let's keep the gratitude coming. And the Canvas has been updated with the newest assignment that just outlines everything I just talked about, has a link to the Google Drive, which is up now and called Final Project 4, Brand ID Standards and Touch Points. Make sure your project is up there before the start of the class, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday. And let's keep watching our videos and make sure you're caught up. But next week, you'll be getting a message from me with a link that my turn is going to come around, and it's going to be on branding. And a reminder that the rule is that you should watch the video at normal speeds and do not put it at 2 times or half time or a quarter time. Do not increase the speed of my voice. I must maintain my dignity, and I can't have you look me in the eye after hearing me sound like a chipmunk. But if something happens and you panic and you have very little time and you have to do it, then you will bring a chocolate bar as a payment or a fine. And I expect that Hershey's with almonds is preferable. Okay. Again, here's a reminder of who is going to be in the upcoming half group sessions. The Tuesday people: Daniel Hassan, Amy Guari, Celeste, Sharanya, Mark, and Angel. And Thursday, Reka, Khan, Shushmita, Julie, Eugen, Alex, and Kiara. Those are the groups, and we'll keep those going for the rest of the year for the 3 more times you do this. And back to work, everybody. Excited to see what you guys do, um, and how how you finalize now your identities and expand them into more of a brand identity system. And now as we do that, let's start putting our mind towards both your digital and print piece, your main focus pieces, however you're gonna do that. Start thinking about which of those you want to work on first or what makes the most sense. It'll be different for everybody. I'm not going to say like everyone needs to do their print thing first and their digital thing second, or other way around. It's up to you. I think maybe I recommend kind of working on both of them at first and getting them both sorted out and planned, and thumbnails and storyboards, and diving into them a little bit so they can inform each other, and then at some point choosing the one that makes the most sense to continue on and giving and putting your main focus on. We can talk about that as we go through it, and you can learn about what you think is best in terms of strategy. The key will be that you use the time as best as possible, and you get the most out of those half-day sessions where you're not presenting and you're working in class. And of course, just the normal time you spend daily and on weekends to get these project fully done. So keep working hard like you guys have been doing. You've been doing amazing, and you've put out a lot already, and I'm very proud of each of you. And I want to see even more now, not to get greedy, but I know you guys got more in you. Let's turn it up to full volume. Let's go into turbo mode and let's run towards the finish line in a vigorous but elegant way. All right, guys, back to work. I'll see you either on Tuesday or Thursday in class, depending on which day you're on. Take care, everybody.